What is going on, guys? My name is Fernandoherrera, and in this video we're going to be talking about 5 extra services your tire shop can offer to make some extra income. Now, before we begin, I do have a favor to ask you. Please help me by smashing that like button and also consider subscribing so that you can be notified whenever I release a new video, especially if this is a topic or an area of interest to you. Also, thank you to our sponsor, thetiredealer.com, but I will be talking about them in just a little bit. So now, number one, guys, the number one thing I'm going to be asking you guys to do, like right now, if you have a tire shop and if you're not offering this, would be tire pressure monitoring system, or TPMS sensors. So in other words, every car or every newer car has TPMS sensors within the wheel that allows you or tells you how much pressure your tire has. And so normally these TPMS sensors can be sold anywhere between $80 to $100 per sensor already installed. But you as a shop can actually buy these sensors, anywhere between $20 to $30 depending on the quality of the sensor, along with some tools that you might need. But long story short is that you could actually be making anywhere between $80 to $100 in profit per sensor, for anyone who's just looking to replace all their sensors. They ran a flat and they just simply destroyed their sensor. And so TPMS sensors are a great way to build that extra service. Also, keep in mind that it takes little time to actually install and program these sensors. A lot of technicians or a lot of people are kind of scared of selling these because they don't know how to program them, but it's actually a fairly simple process. I mean, the sensor itself just needs to be programmed. Once it's programmed, you just have to work with the car so that the car kind of like resets the old TPMS signal into the new signal, or goes into pairing mode, let's put it that way. But again, very easy to do, kind of profitable, actually very profitable compared to tires. And so TPMS sensors is one of my favorite ways to build some revenue. Number 2, we're going to be talking about road hazard. I mean, it's crazy, guys, the amount of money you could be making with road hazards, especially when you check out these facts that I have for my own, the own shops that we manage. Pretty much only 3 to 5% of the warranties that we sell come back within 2 to 3 years, meaning that more than 90% of the people never come back and they just buy those warranties just for peace of mind. Of course, these metrics only apply to our shops. Every shop and area is different, but it's impressive that for us, 9 out of 10 people who bought the road hazard insurance never came back. Now, we do have some benefits for our customers because we kind of bundle some services with the road hazard. Some companies offer road hazard where you could buy the road hazard for all your tires, and then if a customer comes back, you could just send the claim over to them. But I personally would encourage you guys to do an in-house road hazard. Again, it might sound a little bit scary, especially at the beginning, when you sell a road hazard and then someone comes back and then you have to put, $200 to pay for a tire. But trust me, as you start building up those road hazard warranties, the claims are going to be a lot less. And then if you're doing it in-house, instead of paying a company $5, $10 for every warranty that you sell per tire, well, you're pretty much pocketing up all that money in. And so again, just make some numbers here. If you're selling anywhere between 100 to 200 tires, either a week or per month, doesn't matter, but let's say 100 tires and you charge $10 per tire, that's already $1,000 coming in that, you have to save it for the next 2 years just in case somebody comes and puts in a claim. But if the metric falls right, only $100 of those $1,000 would be actually claimable because people will come and want their road hazard or new tire or whatever. And I mean, it's just crazy the amount of money that road hazards can generate for your business. So if you're not offering road hazard, or if you don't have an in-house road hazard program, definitely would recommend that for you. Number 3 is going to come in with lug nuts. Now, these are not very profitable compared to TPMS sensors or road hazards, but lug nuts still can carry a lot of value if you sell them. On top of that, you can also kind of close in on some deals. But just listen for this just a moment. The other day, I installed some wheels that the old lug nuts would not fit on those new wheels because they were too fat, to go through the actual hole of the wheel. And so I had to go to AutoZone, where AutoZone sold me a pack of 20 lug nuts and a key for over $70. I know for a fact I could get the entire box with probably 50 lug nuts and keys for less than $30. But at that time, I just didn't have anywhere else to go. I had the customer that I needed to get out. And so what I'm trying to say here is if you actually stock some sort of, little just bins of every single lug nut, you might have to spend anywhere between $500 to $1,000 in just making sure you have a set of every single type of lug nut you might use. You could then even start offering lug nuts online or to other shops or even customers just in general, knowing that you have more affordable pricing. And that at the end of the day, again, could even help you save money. But again, a lot of people still, they come in with their tire, their lug nuts missing, or lug nuts kind of like already pretty bad, in pretty bad shape. This is a perfect moment where you could start selling these type of lug nuts individually, anywhere between $3 to $5 to $10, really. But like I was saying, I had to buy them from AutoZone for over $70 when I could have just bought them wholesale or even online, like our sponsor, thetiredealer.com. Thetiredealer.com is a national tire retailer that ships tires all over the US, and now they're starting to offer supplies such as balancing weights, lug nuts, TPMS sensors at a very competitive price. So if you are kind of ready to start buying TPMS sensors or lug nuts or wheel weights or balancing weights for any sort of, for your business or for your shop or just to wholesale, definitely feel free to check out thetiredealer.com. I'll be leaving a discount code called Fernando, which will save you $20 on your next order. So be sure to just use that because it will only be available for the first 10 people who use that code. So again, the code is Fernando. And again, thank you so much to thetiredealer.com for sponsoring this video. Now, number 4 is going to be vehicle inspections. Now, you might be thinking, well, how am I going to be able to make some money with vehicle inspections? Well, one, you already have a technician or someone who could do a very simple and standard inspection. And then 2, you would have to find people or companies that need these inspections. For example, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I used to be a Turo host, and Turo recently initiated an inspection requirement for all of the vehicles in the platform, which means is that what that means is that you just have to have a mechanic or a shop do a specific vehicle inspection where you check the horn, the lights, brakes, tires, a simple, 52, I think it's a 52 point inspection. It really is just a form you could print out. You have your technician do it, sign, and then you can charge money for that. Inspections are extremely easy. I used to do them in one of the shops I used to manage like 2 years ago. I used to do it for Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. And then I would say the recipe for success here would be to actually register with Uber and Lyft, Car Advice, and all these other companies that can recommend you as a vehicle inspector. So you're technically certified by them to inspect vehicles for their ride-sharing partners. Now, another way to sell vehicle inspections would be as safety travel inspections, right? So for people going on vacation, families driving out of the city for, a weekend, you can sell these packages and say, hey, look, have the peace of mind that your vehicle is 100%, it's in good shape by purchasing, this $15, $20, $30 inspection that we will make sure your vehicle is up and running and it's good to go so that you can be comfortable, right? People will actually buy into that. Some people will buy into that because they would like to make sure that their vehicle is just ready to go. They're not going to have any issues. They're not going to have that worry if something's wrong with my vehicle, and you get some extra money for a technician that could probably otherwise just be sitting there. Not to mention too here, if you can do mechanical work such as shocks, brakes, or you're probably already doing tires, but that's business that could come in indirectly because of an inspection. So for example, let's just assume that a Uber driver comes in and does an inspection and he has a big piece of rubber off the tire on the sidewall or a bubble on the tire. Well, now suddenly they failed the inspection. They have to fix that, and they're most likely going to be working with you because they trust you, and so that inspection generated you a sale. And so that's how vehicle inspections can also make you some money. And then the fifth one, number 5, is going to be a BART card. Now, this is something we created at Tire Mart, the team like 3 or 4 years ago, and we printed out some cards that said BART. Now, what does that mean? It's a balancing, alignment, rotation, and a tire repair. So what that means is we sell these cards. If you were to buy, a rotation, alignment, balancing, and all this stuff separately, it would cost anywhere between $150 to $200. But with the bar card, we would actually sell them at $100 each card. The customer could use them anytime they wanted, and they would be getting pretty much a discount for pre-buying these types of services, which again, it does two things. It gives you loyal customers coming back, kind of gets them happy because they're saving, and at the same time, it keeps your staff a little bit busier whenever you don't have that much work to do, or it just keeps the customer thinking of you. So for example, if somebody were to have a flat repair, maybe they're going to be more motivated now putting their spare and driving back to us so we could help them because they have that coupon, other than just going to their local or their closest tire shop. Again, these bar cards are actually pretty profitable because most of these things, if not all of them, are actually just labor wise. So this is labor that a technician would still be in our bay, and these are appointments that we could just fill in. And so it's all 100% labor that could be very, very profitable if you know how to sell them right. So these are my 5 ways, guys, that I would recommend every single tire shop should offer to make a little bit of extra income. Hopefully you had all 5 of these. If you don't, let me know which ones you like or which ones you don't like, or if I didn't mention one that you and your shop specifically feel is a very good way of generating some extra income, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I might just make a part 2 with all those comments. Again, thank you so much to thetiredealer.com for being the sponsor of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.